child utterly alone, a starving orphan. He's delirious with hunger. Close by, adults are eating, but they ignore him, walk past him. What kind of country could allow this to happen, could so abandon its children? A little girl with bare feet, soiled trousers, grubs for scraps of food in the mud. She lives in North Korea, where 3 million people have starved to death in the last 5 years. The adults at this market have no compassion for her, but there is a man who cares. He talks to the girl.
집이 없니? 응? 응? 집이 없니? 집이 없니? 어? 아버지 엄마 없니?
The man is scared. He's filming secretly. If he's caught, he'll be executed. He's a 29-year-old North Korean. He wants to show what's really going on in a country shut off from the world. He goes by the name An Chol, but he must hide his real identity.
When I hear someone shouting, I think he's recognized me. When I see a policeman, I'm terrified he's coming to get me. It's very frightening. But I have to do it. I have to do it so my people can live.
Across the river from China, North Korea, the last Stalinist dictatorship, the world's most secret state. An Chol's parents starved to death there. He managed to escape. But 3 times in the last 2 years, he slipped back past the border guards with his hidden camera. He's in North Korea now, undercover. For An Chol's safety, we can't name this North Korean town. There's food here on the black market, but for an orphan child with no money, there are only crumbs. The boys are fending for themselves. One scoops up leftovers, spilled rice, corn, foraging with a plastic bag. An Chol films soldiers and other adults with money eating. They ignore the hungry children. There may be 200,000 street children in North Korea, many of them orphans. But to the adults here, they're simply pests. A boy picks clean a fishbone that an adult has thrown away.
집이 없니? 어? 몇 살이야? 10살이야?
North Korea claims it hands out food to the orphan children, but that's a lie. The state has abandoned them, pretends they don't exist. a boy weak with hunger, unsteady. He's barely able to speak to An Chol.
어? 어? 아이들인다 이거. 집이 없다고? 이거 어디서 사니? 신발 없니 너?
The mud-caked town, like most of North Korea, is sealed off from all foreigners, even aid workers. If it wasn't for An Chol, nobody would ever know what's happening here. An Chol is once again inside North Korea, trying to get more secret footage. I've applied to go there too, on an official visit. I'm going as a tourist. Journalists are forbidden. Unlike An Chol, if they catch me, they'll probably just throw me out. I've joined one of the few small groups of Westerners allowed in by North Korea each year. Posing as my companion, camera woman Anna Roberts.
No random pictures. Oh, okay.
Whenever I say, you may take the photo, then they say, you check.
All right.
Our guide, his job to censor what we see and hear. But I want to find out if there are cracks in the facade that North Korea presents to the outside world. Pyongyang, North Korea's capital, like a multi-million-pound film set. We're taken around its monuments. Built at crippling expense, they glorify North Korea's founding father, hand-picked by Stalin, Kim Il-sung, and the son who succeeded him, Kim Jong-il. Their big brother-like faces stare down on the city's streets and workplaces. They're everywhere. It's eerie. Can I take your picture? Can I take a picture of this?
This building was unveiled in 1982,
And this is taller than the one in France, is that right? Taller than the Arch de
10
Triomphe?
meters higher than.
10 metres higher.
Yes.
It's big. We get a stream of propaganda. Image here is everything. At night on state television, the current leader, Kim Jong-il, in his many incarnations. Kim Jong-il, dispenser of wisdom to the workers. Kim Jong-il, commander-in-chief of the army. Kim Jong-il, the dear leader. But nothing in Pyongyang is what it seems. I'm told it's a bustling metropolis, but the streets are deserted. I'm told its people are industrious, but they're not working. There's a fun fair here, but no one's having fun. Sweeping boulevards, but hardly any cars. No one's home. It all feels like an expensive show. Even our hotel is empty. It's a 46-story skyscraper, but most of the floors are vacant. Our hotel is on an island in the middle of the river that runs through the heart of Pyongyang. We've been told we can wander around this little bit of the island, but we're not allowed to go into the city unaccompanied. We're not allowed to go hungry either.
Very good.
We've just had another 6-7 course meal, courtesy of the North Korean state. It was very nicely prepared, little table decorations made out of carrot, spring onions and tomatoes.
But I've seen Anchol's pictures. This is not a normal country. It's all pretense. Day 7 of the official tour. Rehearsals for the parade so loved by the dear leader. The children here are the elite. We're not allowed to talk to them, they're just on display.
These children are all from the showpiece capital. They look happy, well cared for, well fed. These are the images of children that Kim Jong-il would like us to take home with us.
야, 이거 뭐 먹는다, 야.
Anchol secretly films a little orphan girl. Just by talking to her, he risks arrest.
야, 너 집에 없니? 야. 어? 집에 없니? 어? 해봐봐요. 말 못하니 너? 너 집이 없어? 너 아버지 엄마 없냐? 어? 아버지 엄마 없니? 크게 말해라, 야. 아버지 엄마 어디가? 어? 어?
She's small for her age, stunted. Her hair has turned a lighter colour, a sign of malnutrition.
학교야, 몇 살이야, 너? 어? 몇 살이라고? 10살? 어? 아, 이물 못 먹는다니. 야, 그. 얘들아.
The climax of my strictly controlled tour, the Children's Palace. Here we watch performances by children the dear leader has decided to favour.
Told today that children in North Korea are seen as little kings and queens, that Kim Il-sung believed they were the future of the country, that Kim Jong-il wants them to know that they will always be at the bosom of the party.
It's time to leave Pyongyang. Time to join An Chol, the undercover cameraman. I'm going to meet him on the Chinese side of the North Korean border. That's if he manages to get out. The River Tumen, the border between North Korea and China. It's not that deep, not that fast-flowing, but it's a treacherous escape route for thousands of North Koreans seeking refuge from tyranny and starvation.
We've arrived in the border area between North Korea and China. It's a very dangerous place for the North Korean refugees. It's not even wise for us to spend too much time in one place. There's a good chance that we'd be picked up by the police and interrogated.
It's illegal to film at the border, even from the Chinese side. But An Chol and a small network of sympathisers have managed it. These are their pictures. The North Korean border guards watch the river closely. They hide in bunkers set in the bank. Their orders: shoot to kill. The Chinese authorities deport all the refugees they catch. Hundreds are forced back to North Korea every week. This busload of them face beatings, even execution. Any locals caught helping the refugees are threatened with fines and imprisonment. An Chol's network film people escaping and those who fail. I've arranged to meet An Chol on the Chinese side of the border. I want to see his latest pictures. But worryingly, he fails to turn up. I don't know why, but he's still inside North Korea. I wait for him in the Chinese border town of Yanji, where ethnic Koreans have lived for centuries. The refugees try to hide amongst them. The air is heavy with paranoia and suspicion. I'm one of the very few Westerners who ever come here, so I'm extremely conspicuous. Journalists are not wanted here, so again I must play the tourist. I want to talk to the North Korean refugees, find out what's really going on in a country closed off from the rest of the world, but they're frightened. They could be deported just for speaking to me. One family agrees, so long as their identities stay hidden. They escaped from North Korea last year. Their father tells me what happened before they left.
Many people died of hunger each day. Many died. I saw them. We saw a whole family dead under a bridge. The father thought it would be better to die than to live on. So they went outside and deliberately froze to death.
Each community had 20 families, 18 to 20 families. Out of that, 5 or 6 families died from each community. They just died away. They were alive one day, and they were gone the next. They died like that. They died of hunger.
Their daughter tells me what happened to 3 of her school friends.
The friends who died. Both their mother and father had died already, so they went begging. Later, they died.
Anne Chol and the small network of secret cameramen have filmed many orphan children inside North Korea. They're known as Gochebi, the wandering swallows.
아버지 어디 다녀? 응? 이거? 일 아이 다니니? 엄마는 어디야? 엄마 주고?
These secretly filmed pictures show children crossing the river to China. They wade some of the way, then swim. In winter, it's freezing. Only the strongest ones make it. I want to meet some of the North Korean children who've got across to China. Anne Chol's friends here say we may find some on wasteland by a church. We go at night and try to stay inconspicuous. There's a gang of children who look about 12 but are 4 or 5 years older.
How long have you been here?
네? 얼마나 있었는데요? 이제 5일 됩니다. 5일 됩니다. 5일? 네.
5 days.
5 days?
They agree to show me where they're living. We go through back streets and alleyways. Finally, a building site. The boys' home on an upper floor is off-limits in daytime. They climb in the dark up a half-built staircase. It's a sheer drop. One false step and they've had it.
The boys are frightened, not least because there was a major roundup of refugees last month. 300 North Koreans were sent from here back across the border. The boys spend their nights in this construction site. They spend their days trying to catch money, trying to catch clothes from the locals. Many of them say they crossed the river more than once to take money back to their parents in North Korea. Those of them who still have parents, that is.
Further along the river in another Chinese border town, Anne Chol's friends helped me find some more North Korean orphans. This boy's parents starved to death. In a matter-of-fact way, he tells me something that sounds incredible, that hunger has pushed some in North Korea into cannibalism.
If you bought human flesh without knowing it, it was all right. But those people who killed someone and sold the flesh or ate the flesh, those people were shot to death. Of course, it was sold in secret. It was sold as pork. I understand human flesh tastes like that. So you don't know what it is. You eat it without knowing it's human flesh. You're so hungry, you just eat it.
His story is not unique. I'm shown pictures drawn by another North Korean child who's in hiding in China. His name is Gil Soo. He draws his mother gathering tree bark and grass. There's nothing else to eat. She gets ill. He draws a man eating a snake and a rat. He also draws this, human flesh sold in a North Korean market. Again and again, refugees speak to me of this.
A friend told me he saw human flesh being sold in the market. He himself saw someone being arrested for selling it. There are many cases of killing people and eating the flesh.
Day 4 on the border and still no word from An Chol. We have to keep moving, so we look like tourists. We could get arrested for filming across the border, but we find a secluded vantage point for our zoom lens. This is Musan, one of North Korea's largest industrial cities. Estimated population 200,000. But it's a ghost town. The mine abandoned. The factories shut down. The only sign of life is the army practicing martial arts. North Korea admits it's had a food crisis for 5 years now, but it won't admit the country has completely collapsed. A man who escaped from Musan just the week before. He tells me why it's ground to a halt.
To eat, to live, the poorest classes have stripped down the factories to sell the parts. The factories have been taken apart bit by bit and have stopped running. 70 to 80% of the factories are dead.
He also says children are still starving.
The orphan children are wandering about. They are starving. Some are dying. They are so weak from hunger, they are lying on the streets. You can see they are starving. The starving children were causing trouble. So the government took over a hostel and put children there.
His story fits with other reports about the so-called hostels, that children denied food and medical treatment are deliberately left to die there. Last time An Chol was in North Korea, he found one of the hostels. He passed the film on to us. He found a boy whose mother and younger brother had starved to death. He'd been forced into a hostel.
거기서 밥 많이 주니? 한 숟갈 두 숟갈씩? 삼층에서 떨어져. 나와 갔다고. 죽은 것도 있니? 나오겠다고 거기서 떨어져서. 눈이 못 나가게 하니? 가다나?
The boy's older brother was still inside the hostel. An Chol snatched a picture of it. This is not an orphanage. Children are imprisoned here and left to die. A family of refugees from another part of North Korea. The mother tells me of a girl from their hometown forced into a hostel last year.
She'd been put in a place where these children are housed. She didn't get any exercise. She saw other children dying, so she ran away. This girl was about 9. 9. She looked miserable from hunger. There are still many children suffering. I've seen it with my own eyes.
A day later, we're on our way to our most difficult meeting yet. All the North Koreans we meet here in China face heavy punishment if they're sent back, but the refugee we're about to meet would almost certainly be executed for talking to me. We're taken by An Chol's friends to a secret location, a one-room shack and a very frightened man. He's a North Korean farmer, but the crop he was ordered to grow won't feed starving children. He calls it drug tobacco, yaktambe, in English, opium.
The flowers were white and round. We carve it 3 times with a knife, like this. If you do, I've done it myself, the resin comes out very white. You pick it with a knife and put it on a piece of glass. That is pure resin. There's a place where it's processed by the state. It's processed 3 times and made into a drug.
What he says backs up claims by the United States. They say North Korea is using up to 17,000 acres of prime agricultural land to grow not food but opium. That it's processed into heroin for sale in the West. That the profits go not to feed starving children but to arm the military.
In Jinghae, North Hamgyong, the yaktambe was brought in along with the potato seeds. And the farmers were told to get rid of all other crops and plant the yaktambe in the best soil. I knew it was bad, but it was the state's affair. We don't interfere with the state. I just produce what I'm told to produce.
And this was definitely for the government. It wasn't just something you were doing yourselves.
Yes, that's correct.
He's risking his life in the hope that by talking to us, he might change something. There's still no sign of An Chol. He's still inside North Korea. Waiting with me by the border, the man who first gave him a secret camera, the leader of a group of exiles opposed to the North Korean government.
An Chol and myself want to bring about democracy by getting rid of Kim Jong-il. The only way to achieve that is for us to let the world know what's really going on.
Are you worried about An Chol now and where he is?
Yes, of course, I'm worried. If he's found even possessing a camera, that would be enough for him to be tortured, sent to a prison camp, and maybe executed. It is very dangerous.
This isn't just talk. North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-il, has ordered that An Chol be found and exterminated. I've been on the border 8 days now. No tourist would hang around this long. It's time to leave, for a place most North Koreans can only dream of going. South Korea, North Korea's capitalist neighbour. But my thoughts are in the north. An Chol, the undercover cameraman, is still inside. I'm worried he's become one of North Korea's 200,000 political prisoners. But in Seoul, the southern capital, people don't want to talk about political prisoners, human rights, even starving children. They want peace. North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-il, achieved a propaganda coup this summer. To everyone's surprise, he offered the hand of friendship. South Korea grabbed it. They'd been used to Kim Jong-il terrorizing them, the threat of nuclear weapons. 2 years ago, he test-fired a missile over neighbouring Japan. Now he's on a charm offensive. Many see it as a ruse to get aid for his crumbling regime, but the West will give the aid anyway, in the hope it'll keep him under control. The new mood of appeasement makes Seoul a disconcerting place for those who've suffered under Kim Jong-il's dictatorship.
You might think that South Korea would prove to be the promised land for those North Koreans who make it this far, but many of them feel resentful. They say that people here simply don't want to listen to their bad news stories.
I've come to Seoul to meet refugees who know about North Korea's prison camps, where 1 in every 100 North Koreans is held captive. Until just a few months ago, South Korea was only too happy to talk about the brutality of the North. Now they're embarrassed by it. 2 North Koreans who refuse to stay quiet about the prison camps. Camps Kim Jong-il claims simply don't exist. An Myong-chul escaped from a maximum security camp, not just for men, but for whole families.
They occupied such a large area. There were about 50,000 prisoners.
His camp was in Heuryong, just over the border from China, hidden behind these mountains. An drew detailed pictures of the families he saw there.
Many of them didn't even know why they'd been brought there. It was a family camp where they were imprisoned because of something their fathers, husbands or sons had done wrong.
An has first-hand experience of the camp's brutality, but he wasn't a prisoner, he was a guard.
As a prison guard, you couldn't treat the prisoners as human beings. If you did, you'd get punished. If anyone resisted or tried to run away, we could shoot to kill.
An confirms reports by refugees that the guards are rewarded for killing escaping prisoners. Sometimes they'd order them to climb the fence just so they could shoot them. Women, he says, are sexually abused by the guards. If the woman becomes pregnant, she's the one in trouble.
One of our platoon leaders got a woman prisoner pregnant.
An says pregnant women were sent to another part of the family camp.
It was a horrible place where women and men are killed very cruelly. Many women died this way. Some of the methods are too horrible to repeat. I saw a woman's body, not long dead. Her face had sunk here and there, and her abdomen was crawling with maggots. The unusual thing was that a shovel had been shoved up her vagina. It was so repulsive, I quickly covered her body with soil.
Children also suffer brutal treatment, beatings, hard labour. Arne has seen them savaged by guard dogs. What he says echoes the accounts of many former prisoners. Kang Chul-hwan is a child of North Korea's prison camps, just 9 years old when he and his family were sent to the camp at Yodok. He's haunted by memories of prisoner executions. He and other children were forced to watch, even take part.
You were ideologically unsound if you didn't join in throwing stones. There was no other option. Stones would pile up under their feet and the skin peeled away, bleeding. The bodies shook for about 3 minutes until they took their last breath. You saw it so often, you got used to it. It was like seeing a dog beaten.
Why do you think that whole families are sent to the prison camps?
That was the most effective way. There hasn't been a single demonstration in North Korea for the last 50 years. If you know your family will be taken away, who would dare demonstrate?
But who cares about all this? Today, Tony Blair flew into the South Korean capital as Britain announced it would open diplomatic relations with North Korea for the very first time. The dear leader of North Korea. The West's current strategy is to appease him. But is he pulling the strings? He gets more food aid per head than almost any other country in the world. The West hopes he'll use it to feed his starving people, not to prop up his military machine. But North Korea has let its people starve for at least 5 years now. Kim Jong-il blames floods and drought, not his bankrupt economy. 3 million have died, but he's never let the aid agencies see just where their aid is going, nor granted access to places where Ahn Chol has filmed people starving. Some charities, Oxfam among them, have pulled out of North Korea, angry and frustrated. The latest to withdraw in February, Action Against Hunger. They saw children starving on the streets and in hostels who they were not allowed to save.
Our main frustration is not access to the population and the clear idea that the food is not going to the right people.
Action Against Hunger believe that aid is being withheld from those who need it most. It's going instead to the army and the party faithful. There's deliberate diversion.
There is evidence of diversion, well-organized diversion.
In your view, and the view of your charity, the regime in North Korea has deliberately allowed certain people to die.
Yeah, a part of the population have been sacrificed by their own government. But we have the feeling that the international community don't care so much about that. So this population have been sacrificed twice, by their own government, but also by the international community.
For the West, it seems the aim is to keep Kim Jong-il on side, whatever the price.
The main problem is to keep this regime quiet and to avoid any military or diplomatic difficulties with this regime. Everybody's afraid of this regime.
Kim Jong-il is now calling on the West for even more aid as the ongoing food crisis worsens. But secret footage filmed this year shows where much of the aid ends up. Corn from the US. Food from the Red Cross is being sold on the black market to those few North Koreans with the money to buy. The label here reads "A present from America." But the children go empty-handed, as the secret pictures prove. Before Ahn Chol went back to North Korea, he talked about the children.
Those children don't know about the international aid. The aid doesn't reach the people, but is channeled to the military. The people are helpless. Our human rights are not respected. It can't go on like this. All I can think about is to continue with my work.
As of this week, we still have no news of Ahn Chol. We don't know if he's alive or dead. What we have are these pictures of North Korean children. Children he wanted the world to see.
I know it's like to be dead now. Day and night the same, blank. No difference between dreams and anything like that. No senses at all. The brain has been totally inactive. No dreams and no thoughts of any kind whatever.
Clive was a renowned conductor living in London when he was struck down by a virus in 1985. Parts of his brain were completely destroyed, including his memory. However, his ability to play music is unaffected.